Morning. So there is a certain section is chapter 8 that not finished. 9.8, sorry. But I send the notes. The notes, you have the notes. So let's discuss something small about this, and then maybe you can go through some of the questions that you have. Okay, so it was solving the quadratic inequalities algebraically. I think we did not do that. So, but this one is similar to what we did. I think it's chapter 7 or chapter 6, somewhere there. So, for example, you're given 4x squared minus 8x plus 2 less than 0. Then you're told to solve this one algebraically. Solve this algebraically. And then you write the solution in interval notation. Write the solution in interval notation. So what we do here is, so we have the function which is 4x squared minus 8x plus 2. So we need to look for the critical points. So the critical points, we do what? We equate to what? 0. You still remember the procedure of doing this? So you look for the critical points, then what else? So after getting the critical points, then those critical points are the what? The intervals, right? So they'll become the intervals. And then now you're able to solve. So you're able to use a trial and error to determine which points will agree with the inequality there. Okay? So we look for the critical points here. So this is a quadratic equation. Then we look for the factors of this. So here we can use the formula where we say x equals to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all of what? 2a. So we have the a to be equals to 4, and then the b equals to minus 8, and then the c equals to 2. So we do the substitution here. So x equals to what? The b is minus 8, so it will be 8 plus or minus the square root of minus 8 squared minus 4 multiplied by 4, and then you multiply by what? By 2, all over 4, and then a is 4. So the next step is x equals to 8 plus or minus the square root of, this is 64 minus 16 times 2 is 32 all over what? All over 16. All over 16. Then we do what? Then we simplify. So when we simplify this, so we get x equals to 8 plus or minus the square root of, is that 32? All over what? All over 16. All over 16. So again, x equals to 8 plus or minus the square root of what? So this can be 16 times what? Times 2 all over 16. Then finally, x equals to 8 plus or minus 4, the square root of 2, all over what? All over 16. Then what is common here? So we can factor out what? 4, right? And then we get 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 all over 16. So we can take out the 16 there. So finally, our x equals to 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 all over what? All over 4. Plus or minus the square root of 2 all over 4. Now, this is our interval. So the values of x are x equals to 2 plus the square root of 2 all over 4, or x equals to 2 minus the square root of 2 all over 1, all over 4. So you can use your calculator to get these values. So if you use your calculator, what will you get? So 2 plus the square root of 2 all over 4 is what? So what do you get? So 2 plus the square root of 2. Divided by 4. So it's almost 1. So this is like 0.9. And then this is equals to 2 minus the square root of 2. Divided by 4. So this is like 0.146. Now, these are the critical points. Now it forms the what? Forms the interval. Now in our number line, it will be like that. So 0, and then we have the x, let's say the x here is 1, and then the x here is 2. So let's put it like that. So our interval will be 0.9. So 0.9 is somewhere here. Okay. And then the next one is x, almost 0.1. Let's say 0.1. So it's somewhere. Okay. So those are the points, the intervals. Now, our equation is like this. So it's like, so our x is equal to 2, this one. So our x equals to 0.9 and our x equals to 0.1, okay? So our inequality is what? 4x squared minus 8x plus 2 is less than 0. So we use a trial and error. So we can let, when x is 0, so we can start by when x equals to 0. When you slot it here, will this be less than 0? So if 0 times 4 is 0 minus 0 plus 2 less than 0, is this one less than 0? It is not, right? So 2 is not less than 0. So this side will not do what? So it will not agree with this inequality. So let's go to the other side. Let's leave alone with the middle side first. Let's take x equals to 1. So when x equals to 1, when we put it here, will this agree with this? So when x equals to 1, so it will be 4 minus 8 plus 2. Is this one less than 0? Is that less than 0? So 4 minus 8 is what? So 4 minus 8 is minus 4, right? Minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. So minus 2 is less than 0. Is this one less than 0? Yes, it is less than 0, right? So it is less than 0. So we take this point. So this one will agree with that. So it will agree. Let's try 2. So if we put 2 here, will it agree? Because 1 is almost 0.9. So let's try 2. So if we let x equals to 2, so here it will be 4 times 4 minus 8 times 2 plus 2. Is this less than 0? So this is 16 minus 16 plus 2. Is it less than 0? Is this one less than 0? No, it is not. So that means this region, again, does not what? Does not agree with that. So therefore, we can see from here that it will agree with the region here. But now, because it is less than 0, then we are not including what? These points, okay? So we are not including these points. So our interval, our interval notation will now be 2 plus the square root of 2 all over 4, and then 2 minus the square root of 2 all over 4. And that is our interval notation. That is our interval notation. So you can do the same way with the rest. So this topic is similar to the one which we did. But in our exam, I will give you I'll give you one question. That question will be of this form. So that question will be, so there is one question. Let's say question like, Let's say a question like this. Minus x squared minus x minus 6 equals to 0. So I will tell you to graph this quadratic equation. First of all, using the properties. So using the properties. And what were those properties? So one of them is, one question will be, find the what? So how will the parabola be facing? Will it be facing up or it will be facing down? For our case here, when a is greater than 0, then it will be what? Facing up, right? But when a is less than 0, then it will be what? It will be like that. So here, this a is what? Less than 0. So it is what? It is that. Okay? The next question will be axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry. So what is the formula for getting the axis of symmetry? So it is x equals to minus b all over 2a, right? X minus b all over 2a. So our x, so our a equals to minus 1. Our b equals to minus 1 as well. So we replace, we do the substitution here. So x equals to minus 1 all over 2 minus what? Minus 1. So our x equals to 1 all over minus what? Minus 2, which is equals to minus 1 over 2. So this is our axis of symmetry. Then the next one is what? Property number 3 is the what? Is the vertex. So you look for the vertex. So how will you get a vertex? So we come and replace the value of the axis of symmetry here. So the function, our function is f of x equals to minus x squared minus x minus 6. Okay? So to get the vertex here, then we bring the value of x, which is from the axis of symmetry here. So f of minus 1 over 2 equals to minus 1 over 2 square minus 1 over 2. There is a minus here, there is a minus there. And then minus what? Minus 6. So you should be able to get there. So you have the x here, which is minus 1 over 2. And this is similar to what? Y, which you get from here. So you need to solve that. So that is the vertex of what? The vertex. So what are the other properties? So you look for the what? The x and the y intercepts. So you get the x and the y intercepts. So here, the y-intercept, let x to be equals to what? 0. And our function is f of x equals to minus x squared minus x minus 6. So fy equals to f of 0 minus 0 minus 0 minus what? 6. So our point here will be what? Our point will be 0 and what? Minus 6. So that is our y-axis. Then our x-axis, we now get our x-axis. So let's y to be equals to what? 0, or f of x to be equals to 0. So our f of x here will be 0 equals to minus x squared minus x minus 6. So you can use the quadratic formula to get the what? To get the values of x. To get the values of x. Now, after getting all this, then you now come and sketch. So you now come and sketch. So you start by getting the axis of symmetry. So let's say this is 1, this is 2. So axis of symmetry was 1 over 2. So that is the axis of symmetry. Then next one, you get the what? The vertex. Then our vertex will be what you get from here. Then again, you should know how will this parabola be. So in our case, A is minus, so it will face down. So our axis of symmetry can be anywhere, maybe around here. So you get what? So it should be like that. So you need to, you need to get these points. So again, when you've gotten the, I said, when you get the y-intercept, okay? So y-intercept is 0 and minus 6. So 0 and what? Minus 6. So it's somewhere here. So let's say somewhere here. So from this point, 0 and minus 6 to the axis of symmetry is similar from the axis of symmetry to the right, okay? So this, you can get another point here. Then now, those are the 2 points. Then now you can come and use the x-axis to get the other points. So, and then you now do what? You now draw. Then another question would be, now using all this information, then now using all this information, now get the interval notation of minus, let's say minus x squared minus x plus 6 greater than 0. So greater than 0. So here, you use the graph. So we discuss how to get the to solve the inequality graphically, right? So then you need to know how to get it from the graph. So how to get the what do you call the interval notations? Okay. All right. Okay, so that one is one of the questions that you will expect in your exam. So you might expect same questions, the same question in your final. So you need to read more on that. Okay, so anyone with any question? So another thing is, maybe we can look at maybe one question on your, give you quiz number 6, and I give you some few questions there. So let's say you're given, let's say minus 5 the root of 18x raised to 4, y raised to 6, z raised to 10, and then again the root of 20x raised to 5, y raised to 9, and then z raised to 6. Z raised to 6. So this is the product of two roots. So, and then you're told to simplify. Now simplify that. So how will you simplify? Now, some of you were confusing this one with the ones which are inside here. So this 5 is outside. So you need to factor this 5 outside completely. So this 5 is outside and it multiplies all of this. So this root and these roots, the roots are the same, okay? So this is similar to all of it, the square root of. So you can take this 18 and 20 here. So 18 times what? 20, okay? Multiply by x. The values of x are 4 here, another x here is 5. Okay? And then again, multiply by y. This is 6, and then this one is 9. Then multiply by z. This is 10, and this one is 6. Okay? Then you simplify. So you get minus 5, the square root of 18 by 20, multiplied by what? X. So the bases are the same. What do you do to the power? You add, right? So x raised to what? 4 plus 5 is 9. Then multiply by y. The bases are still the same, 15. Multiply by z. This is 10 and 6, 16. Okay? So now, this is the square root. So we can factorize all this again. So minus 5 is outside, and then we look for the ones which can cancel with the square root, okay? So the square root of, so for 18, we have what? We have 9 and what? 9 and 2, right? So we can say 3 raised to 2 by 2, that one is for 18, multiply by, for 20, we have what? 4 and 5. So 2 raised to 2 multiply by 5, and then multiply by x is raised to 9. So how can we make it to be even? So x raised to what? 8 multiplied by x. And then the next one is multiplied by y raised to 14 multiplied by y. And then the last one can just remain like that, multiplied by z raised to what? 16. Then now, using, because we said if it's a square root, then it's raised to 1 over 2. So here it will cancel with this. So we get what? Minus 5 multiplied by 3 outside. This will still remain inside. This will come outside, multiplied by 2. This will remain, the 5 will remain. X will now come outside. So it will be x raised to what? Raised to 4, right? And then this x will remain. This y will come outside. So y raised to 7. This 16 here will now be z raised to 8. And then the ones which don't cancel is 2 times 5 and then times x, and then times 1. So finally, you now simplify. So minus 5, so this is 15, so minus 30, x raised to 4, y raised to 7, z raised to 8, the square root of 10, x, y. So that's how you simplify. So again, in your exam, make sure you write for me these steps. I'll just be, so you can miss something in your answer, but you might not miss some marks here, okay? So try writing all these steps. And make sure your work is so clear for me to grade it well. So look at how I'm writing it. So make sure you try write in these steps. All right. Do you have any question? Any question on chapter 8, 9, and 11? Guys who are online, do you have any question?
No.
So are you ready for your exam 3? So again, make sure you do your quizzes. So your quiz is there. So it's due on, one of them is due on Friday, the other one is due on Saturday. And then again, there is I think there is a practice exam which was put there. Did you see it? In Newton? Just check it. You'll get a practice exam there. So look at it. I think it will open on Friday at around 3. And then it will close on Sunday. So you have like 3 attempts to do it. So it is not graded. It's not part of the grading. So just for your practice. And then on Monday, we can meet. Do you want to come to class, or we can meet through the Zoom on Monday?
Isn't Monday Thanksgiving break?
I think it's starting on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have our final class on Monday.
Okay.
So if you want, you can stay home and then we can meet through the Zoom, or maybe for a few minutes.
What are we gonna do on Monday?
So we will review maybe some of the questions that you might be expecting in your exam. Okay, so we'll just look at the practice exam that is in Newton, and then we discuss it. Okay, and then we see how you're supposed to answer those questions. All right.
So is the practice exam, is that like a practice exam for the final?
Yeah, so that exam will be like a final.
Oh, okay.
So it will be similar to the final, almost similar to the final.
Okay.
So what you will be expecting in final is what is there in the final will be like that practice exam which is there. Okay? So you need to time yourself, like you need to, because you have like 3 attempts to do it. So you can time yourself to see whether you're going to finish your final in time or something like that. And then you see whether you are ready for your final. Okay?
And then when we take the actual final, how much time do we get?
So the final will be in Newton. So, and it is like, if it is 2 hours, then it will be 2 hours. So when the 2 hours is gone, then it will close by itself. Okay? So I think it will be 2 hours. But there are some guys who, so if you feel like you need an extension, then I think there is disability center or something like that. So you can go talk to them, and then you let me know by this week whether you will be needing an extension in your exam. Okay? So, but the exam is, I think it's 2 hours, from 3 to 5. Yeah, it's 2 hours on Monday. So make sure you remember, because most of you, I think you'll be home, right? So you remember your exam will be on Monday from 3 to 4. So before you, any question? Any other question?
Is the final gonna cover like everything you learned this semester? And is it gonna cover like certain chapters?
Yeah, the final will cover everything that we have done this semester. So it will be like exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. So everything, you need to read from, was it chapter 2 to chapter 11. So each question will come from each section. Okay, so you will see it in your practice exam. So when you open that practice exam on Friday after our exam, then you will see how the final will be like. Okay, again, make sure you work on. So if you've not done your homeworks, because I told you your homeworks are very important. So if you don't do your homeworks, and your homeworks, I think they are 15% of your final grade. And then your exams, I think they are, I don't remember very well. I think it's there. So let me confirm it for you. So, so let me share the screen. So if you look at, see this one? Are you able to see? So your homework is 20%. Okay? So if you don't do your homework, then you might be missing like 20%. And then your quizzes are 20%. Okay? And then you exam. So exam 1 is 10%, exam 2 is 10%. And then one of the tests, if you have the highest score in one of the tests, so let's say 2 tests are 10%, okay? And then the highest score is 15% for exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. So the total for exam 3 is 35%. Exams, I mean, for the 3 exams are 35%. And then the final exam is 25%. Okay? So your final exam is 25%. Okay? So look at your grade. Your A is what? 93. Your B, your A minus is 92 and above, 90 and above. And then this one like that. So look at, some of you are here in your grading. So you almost failing. So if you get below 60, below 15, below 62 or something like that, below 50, 59, sorry, you get a what? You get a fail. So make sure you work on your homeworks, work on your quizzes, work on your, especially your homeworks, you need to work on them. But exam 3 again. So if you did not pass well test 1 and test 2, okay, so you try to get the extra 5 points in the test 3, okay? So make sure your test 3 is the highest of all of them so that you can get like 15% of that test. All right? Any question?
In the syllabus, it says that you're going to drop our lowest quiz grade. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll work on it. So I will work on, during the break, I will see which one of the quizzes you're failing. So, but if you have a 0, then I will just drop the ones which everyone is failing. I will not drop the one which you're getting a 0. Okay? So if you do not do the quiz, then you will get a 0 in either. So make sure I don't think there is still a window for you to do the quiz. I think I gave you all the time to do them. So maybe you will get a 0. I don't know. I will check. I will see. So if you convince me, then I might give you some few marks. So any other question? So make sure, remember this. Your exam is on Monday, November. This one from 3 to 5 p.m. And the exam will be open up to 5:15. I think you saw a mail. I'll still write another mail on the same. So the exam will be open up to 5:15, and then it will close. So that's the time you need to send your results. So I will still consult on how you will be scanning and sending your answers to me, okay? So again, make sure you have a camera at home. At least I need to see you while you'll be doing your test. Even exam 3, your camera should be on. If your camera will not be on, then I will say maybe someone else is doing for you the exam. Okay? All right. So if you don't have any question, if you have any question, you can ask. Avalos, are you online? Benjamin, are you there? Gregory, are you there? Ashley? Victoria? Rachel? Rachel, are you there?
Yep, sorry, that took a minute. I'm here.
Really? Laura? Adam, are you there?
Yeah, I'm online.
Gavehi, are you there? Andrew? Andrew, are you online? Destiny? Abby? Aliyah?
I'm here.
Ledesma? Jillian? Remington?
I'm here.
Mission is here. Rayleigh? Eric? Kayla? Rock? Thompson, you're here. Samuel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So if you have any other question, you can always write a mail or you can text me before any.
Hey, this is Benjamin here. I'm here.
You're there? Okay. All right, see you guys on Friday. So make sure you turn on your camera and then I will send the exam before 11. All right, you have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Friday? We'll just like, we won't come here, we'll do it over Zoom.
Yeah, you just do it at home.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will allow your notes, so you can use your notes. Oh.
Just like one.
No, you just use your notes.
I'll just use them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, see you.